Jurgen Klopp will go down in history as the man who transformed Liverpool, and the crazy thing is, he had to do it twice. Title-winning teams, gegenpressing football and some pretty amazing additions too. This is the story of how Jurgen Klopp transformed Liverpool Football Club. October 2015, and Liverpool was in transition. Despite finishing second in the league last year, losing out to City after this infamous incident. Yeah, the Stevie G slip. By the following season though, they'd failed to pick up from where they left off. Top scorer Luis Suarez left to join Barcelona, and the team was looking like a show of their former selves. In the end, Liverpool decided it was time for Brendan Rodgers to leave, and his replacement was going to be the normal one.
But he's very proud, she's very proud. So I'm a totally normal guy. I'm the normal one, maybe, if you want this.
When Jurgen Klopp arrived, he had people waiting to see how he was going to change the team. His first game with the club ended in a 0-0 draw against Spurs, and from there it kind of kicked off. Despite finishing 8th, Klopp led the team to the Europa League final, a chance to start his Liverpool reign with a trophy. But I guess Seville didn't read the script.
Ahora más que nunca es tuya, arriba Reyes, el Sevilla por quinta vez es el campeón de la UEFA Europa League.
Because they beat Liverpool 3-1, Klopp's second European Cup defeat. Now, if you're enjoying this video so far, you're going to love the content that we release every week. So make sure you subscribe and hit the like button below. Now, at the start of 2016-17, it almost felt like Klopp had seen enough in his team to know that he'd need some pretty big changes if he was going to take them to the level he wanted. So in that summer window, he made some major moves. Sadio Mane came from Southampton for $30 million. Got Joel Matip from Schalke 04 for free. Jorginho Wijnaldum from Newcastle United for $23 million. And Klopp now had a team that in his eyes could compete for Champions League football. And he was right. 2016-17 was a good year all round for Klopp and Liverpool. They didn't win any silverware, but now he had a team that was representing his brand of football on the pitch. At least a major part of it. Plus they put up some impressive wins too, beating the likes of Manchester City and league winners that year, Chelsea. Liverpool finished 4th under Klopp that season, and coming into 2017-18, Klopp was once again on the lookout for a few more pieces to complete his puzzle. With Sadio Mane and Roberto Firmino, he had two of the most in-form attacking duos in the league who could complement each other. Klopp had also seen Firmino's ability on the ball and how he tracked back to drop deep and help the team, so he had him operate in the false 9 role, with Sadio Mane on the left. What was missing was a winger on the right capable of matching his team's identity, so he went into the market again, this time to Italy, and came back with an Egyptian hotshot.
I was watching the game last year and everyone was giving 100% to win something last year, and everyone can.
Mohamed Salah, at the time, even though Salah was making waves with AS Roma in Serie A, he wasn't exactly screaming world class. But once again, Klopp and his team's eye for spotting talent was on full display. With the signing of Salah that season, the team was almost complete, but he needed reinforcements at the back, left back that is, and for $12 million he found a bargain. The signing of Andy Robertson was supposed to be a questionable one for Klopp and Liverpool. I mean, the dude had just gotten relegated with Hull City the season before, but Klopp was on a mission assemble, and for the first half of the season, his remodelled Liverpool team played some impressive hardcore football, scoring a lot of goals. Only, there was one major problem that needed fixing, and needed fixing fast. Liverpool had to score a lot of goals to win games because they just kept on conceding. The goals were becoming way too much, and Klopp's fix had to be fast. By mid-January, he'd identified a solution to all of this, but identifying this was one thing, actually getting him across the line was going to be another. And ultimately, to get what he wanted, Klopp had to lose the rare gem he had. One of the main stars under Klopp's Liverpool team, Philippe Coutinho, had agreed to join Barcelona in January for a fee of $126 million. Klopp never wanted Coutinho to go, and even told him that if he stayed at Liverpool, the club would end up building him a statue. Still, Coutinho chose to leave, and on the bright side, he now had $126 million in the bank to fund transfers. And on the agenda was getting the defensive fix to his issues at the back. $75 million, and Virgil van Dijk was now playing for Liverpool. Van Dijk's arrival at the club was set to mark an era of dominance for years to come. Add this to Mohamed Salah's form in front of goal, forming a lethal partnership with Roberto Firmino and Sadio Mane, and Liverpool were flying. At the back, Van Dijk's arrival helped tighten things too, but this was only half of it. On the wings, Liverpool was blessed. Andy Robertson was proving that the $12 million Liverpool bagged him for was a steal, and at right back, Liverpool had found a gem. Straight from the academy, Trent Alexander-Arnold was quickly becoming a local favourite at Anfield. 2017-18 saw Liverpool surprise everyone with some free-flowing football that helped them reach the finals of the Champions League, losing out to Real Madrid. But it was clear now that Klopp's mentality monsters were here to stay, and they meant business too. And that's why in 2018-19 they went one step further. Finishing fourth in the league that season meant Champions League football again for Liverpool, and I guess the stable guarantee of being able to play in Europe's top competition under Klopp now must have been enough to attract one of the best goalies in the world, Alisson Becker. With Alisson in the team now, Liverpool had a goalie capable of playing for the back, one of the best defenders in the world, full backs who were redefining the role, a midfield full of hard-working ballers, and most informed front three in the world at the time. And Klopp used all of this to deadly effect. 115 goals scored in all competitions, 38 wins, only 22 goals conceded, and a club record high, 97 points in the league, just losing out to Man City on the final day by a point. And in Europe, Klopp finally did it. They won gold. Their Champions League success included beating the likes of PSG and Bayern Munich, including that sensational 4-3 aggregate comeback win against Barcelona. Klopp added even more solidity to the team that year, with the signing of Fabinho from Monaco for $43 million, Naby Keita from RB Leipzig for $55 million, and Xherdan Shaqiri from Stoke City for $16 million. And each had a role to play the season that followed, as Liverpool and Klopp finally ended the 30-year curse.
Of record breakers, now Liverpool are back where they belong.
Oh John, it's been 30 years of hot, about to end.
Champions again, Liverpool!
Despite Covid coming up to disrupt the league, Liverpool kept focus and under Klopp were crowned champions. This though kind of marked the peak of the first rebuild under Klopp, because after the highs of winning the league, they fell off the following season in 2020-21. They still managed to finish third, but that was because teams had failed to catch up to them. But the team did pick up in 2021-22, becoming the first English team to play 63 matches in all competitions, as they stood a realistic chance of winning the quadruple after winning both the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. But losing out on the league again to City and the Champions League final to Madrid must have taken a toll on Klopp and his team, because in 2022-23, his mentality monsters looked beat, worn out, and they simply couldn't keep up. For the first time since 2016, Liverpool failed to qualify for the Champions League, conceded the most shots on their goal since Klopp arrived with 370, and while the stats were telling half the story, on the pitch, the image was in 4K. Liverpool needed a midfield rejig. Klopp knew this too, and while he'd been planning on it for years, with the problems being full scale now, it was time for Operation Liverpool 2.0, and his response was producing one of the craziest summers in the club's history. Captain Jordan Henderson, James Milner, Naby Keita, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Fabinho all left. Klopp's response? He signed Alexis McAllister from Brighton for $35 million, signed Dominic Szoboszlai for $76 million, signed Wataru Endo for $16 million and Ryan Gravenberch for $45 million. His new-look midfield was complete. Remember that world-class front three I talked about? Yeah, Salah, Mane and Firmino. Well, only Salah remained. Mane had moved to Bayern Munich the season before, and Firmino decided he wasn't going to renew his contract and left for free. Klopp, though, had already anticipated a situation where he didn't have his front three anymore, and for his rebuild, he signed Darwin Núñez in the summer of 2022 for a club record fee of $108 million, signed Luis Diaz the season earlier from Porto for $67 million, and got Cody Gakpo for $60 million. Problem solved, and the mission almost done. Now, this one almost goes under the radar a bit because of how underrated it is. As part of his rebuild, Klopp came up with the secret idea of giving more academy players shots at first-time football than most big teams across Europe. And the reason for that was that Klopp knew the academy was capable of producing the next generation of talent in the team, like they'd done with Trent. From the current 23-24 season, a major standout has been Jarell Quansah at 21. He plays like he's been in the game at senior level for years. Klopp has given opportunities to Liverpool Academy ballers like Curtis Jones, Queven Keller, Cade Gordon, Bobby Clark, Connor Bradley, and these kids have shown so far that they can mix it up with the big time. Well, most of them that is. In January, Klopp announced that this season was going to be his final one with the team, as he's leaving after 9 incredible years at the club. and it seems his decision has taken his new-look Liverpool up a notch. With Virgil van Dijk now club captain and Trent Alexander-Arnold assistant captain, Liverpool is on course to give Klopp the perfect farewell. They've already won the Carabao Cup, in the quarter-finals of the Europa League, and with 8 games to go, atop of the Premier League. Whatever happens between now and the end of the season, it's safe to say that Klopp's genius in building 2 world-class teams and reshaping the team to adapt to challenges has been amazing, and he'll go down as a legendary mastermind of the game. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content.